How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Gamers Nation. Today I am bringing you my updated review of Assassin's Creed Origins. This may seem kind of dumb, but my premise here is that the game has been updated quite a bit. Things have been added, things have been improved, and we're just going to see how this holds up today. A few things. This is going to be a little bit different because I've edited together a bunch of the videos that I've recorded, and I'm kind of just going to talk over them. This is not pre-planned. I just have a basic outline, and we'll see where it goes. First up is visuals and performance. So let's take a look and see, after all the updates, how the visuals and the technicality of it holds up. First things first, I want to say that this game has some impressive verticality, and I can't really think of many other games that have that type of verticality. I like to describe this game as kind of like The Witcher 3 light-ish, and I don't think The Witcher even had that type of verticality, so that's cool. And yes, as you can see, I really like these vistas and, the sync points. So I think they show a lot of great variety in the terrain, and also you get a great look at the lighting as well. So we've seen some deserty areas that are just kind of barren. We've got some green. We've got mix between the two here, some different architecture. It's not without its problems though, so you can kind of see that stuff like this still kind of happens, which this makes no sense. I think this was just a localized thing. This is literally out in the middle of the map down the south, so but here's some others. We see this was kind of funny. I thought I stopped, but it just went ahead and jumped off anyways, and oh, down we go. And then get a nice look at the horse kind of hanging like a sack of potatoes. Uh, so stuff like that still happens, not as much. I just thought this was funny. There's been a couple updates since even that, so maybe that probably doesn't happen as much. I know one of the recent updates actually addressed some of those types of issues. This was kind of funny as well. See, normally I laugh at these type of glitches. They don't really ruin the game for me. So I really don't care because I think it's funny. This one actually did kind of annoy me when it first happened because I'm trying to kill this boss. Well, actually, I was going to let them kill me because I wanted to redo it, and then the freaking boss fell off this little ledge and it killed him. I was like, oh man, I could just kept going, but I wanted to do it stealthily. The other thing, other than normal glitches in open world games, I'm not a huge fan of the facial animations. The main characters are usually alright, like Bayek and Aya and some of these quest guys. They're good, but a lot of the side quest people, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan. Another small thing, but anyways, let's move on. We've got audio up next. And I have to say, this is really good. I'm going to stop talking here for a second and just let y'all listen for a second.
I must protect this great land. Alexandria is where the snake thrives, and Aya lives. I must find them both.
So yeah, guys, audio is really good. Just right here in this clip, you can kind of hear the music just kind of fades in at a nice time. The voice work is almost always very good. The dialogue's pretty good. The sound effects as you're running through crowds, the way they react. I really like this effect here. When you dive underneath, you can hear the sound muffle because of the water. Another nice touch there I like about that is, depending on your height, you dive deeper into the water. We've got some nice ambiance here with birds, the wind. Combat sounds pretty good. There's some weight behind the weapons. You get a little bit of crunch, a little bit of, that kind of good stuff. So yeah, the audio is really good. Like I said, the visuals are also really good. There's just kind of a couple quirks here and there with the visuals, which, I mean, that's expected. That you can't have everything ironed out completely in an open world game. Like I said, it's definitely been improved a bunch. They've been doing, multiple gig updates pretty regularly. Um, Sound here is also really well. The water and the way the boats sound. Crunching into a crocodile here. Animal sounds are really good and realistic. Again, just kind of wanted to show some combat noise here. The crunching and the slicing, all very well done. I didn't really experience any audio glitches. Most, like I said, it was just a couple of those visual ones, which honestly I don't even really care about. um, Again, even like random characters here, I mean, this scream sounds pretty realistic. He's doing pretty good. Different lion sounds again. It's all good stuff. And this is one of the... I like this clip because it's literally set the place on fire. And the fire, I mean, it's got a good sound to it, good crackle to it. There's good fire effects. Actually, I didn't expect all this to catch on fire, so that was really well done, and I was kind of pleased when I was playing this little part here. So now let's move on to gameplay and fun factor. Probably the most important out of all the categories. Um, yeah, there's some weird parts like this, but definitely I think that up the fun factor because you're dealing with some kind of supernatural stuff. These are a lot better than the tail missions, but I wasn't a big fan of investigations, but they were better than previous things. I really enjoy sneaking around like this and doing the outpost and clearing them. However, I could see it didn't really bother me, but I know some complaints have been, more variety from past reviewers, and I could see that. But honestly, it didn't bother me. I really enjoyed clearing those out and getting the loot and leveling up. Honestly, I surprisingly like the grind. When I first started playing this, I was like, oh man, I'm not really a big fan of this, like, especially the combat and kind of having to upgrade my hidden blade. But then the more I played it, I was like, this is really good actually, and I actually enjoyed upgrading all my equipment. I enjoyed having the level, and I thought it was kind of cool with all the abilities you can get, which I still haven't got all of those yet, um, even at level 40. And like I said, one thing I like to do in this game is you can pretty well fight enemies that are 2 or 3 levels above you, like before they have like the red up there, like basically you're gonna die. And I like challenging myself in doing that. I always thought that was fun. Like I said, combat's good. There's some enemy variety, so you got these bigger guys that kind of change things up. You got enemies with different weapons, so it takes a different fighting style. I really like the overpower ability, especially ones that go blue. So I really like that chain ability where you can kill someone and then throw the weapon. Again, some more supernatural stuff here that kind of spice things up. But yeah, we're gonna move on now to story stuff. These video clips are going a lot quicker than I thought, but doing so far so good. Anyways, so for story, overall, I have to say, very well done. I really like the characters, especially Aya and Bayek. Their interaction is very well done. They're a very believable couple, very likable couple, um, just very well acted. Cleopatra is an interesting character. I mean, Apollodorus. They're all interesting main characters. Even some of the side characters are very well done as well. So I have to applaud Ubisoft here. This held up, and they actually improved it. Um, with their updates, they fixed various issues that happened in some cutscenes. For example, just not much. Obviously, the story hasn't really changed since initial reviews, but I'm here to say that it's still good. um, I will likely play through it again on a harder difficulty. Not that that changes the story really, but I do have to say I was a little mixed on the ending. Um, Not in a bad way, really. I guess I just was kind of sad to see Bayek and Aya part ways. Um, but actually, I think that does, in one way, make for a good ending because it's kind of weighty, and it really transitioned well into, I think, the creation of the Brotherhood, which I thought was nice. And honestly, in the story, I was expecting it to be more focused on the creation of the Brotherhood, but really it was kind of just towards the end. So I really like that they focused on the human story. Um, it was kind of just another revenge story, but different. I thought this time it had a different spin on it. Um, especially since Bayek's the one that accidentally killed his son. Sorry if you haven't played this yet, but Bayek accidentally kills his son at the beginning. Um, his hand was forced by the enemies. So a little bit that set up some really great tension throughout internally in Bayek, and it played out really well. Again, the characters all interact well with one another. Um, I liked that they switched up the villains a little bit. You don't we typically didn't see a whole lot of female villains in previous Assassin's Creed game, and I thought that that was kind of cool. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying like I'm not hounding games for not having enough women. I'm just saying I thought it was a nice touch to kind of do some variety. Um, the supernatural stuff kind of threw me off at first in the story. Some of which you saw in that gameplay, that basically giant snake lizard water thing I was fighting. Again, they've done a really good job here, as you can see with the cult stuff. Really nice precursors to the Templars and the Assassins. I think it really set it up well. Um, I kind of got off track there from the supernatural stuff, but yeah, that stuff was kind of cool. I think they really did a great job historically integrating all those Egyptian gods, Greek gods. I thought that was really cool. I'm a really big history person, and from a historical standpoint, I think yet again Ubisoft has nailed it here with ancient Egypt, not just in the look and the sound and the feel, but also just really in the historical context as well. So I think that was really well done. And again, updates haven't really changed the story. However, they have, continued to improve the look and feel of ancient Egypt, which I think helps make the story more enjoyable. Um, but yeah, like I said, overall, the story I thought is very good and enjoyable. It's not perfect. Um, Obviously, a lot of personal preference plays into that, and there were some things that I like was kind of about. But from an objective point of view, it is a good story in terms of character development and interaction. So, with that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to say I have two different scores for this. I have an objective score, which I will bump it up to a 9 out of 10, up from the Metacritic of around 84 or something like that, I think. But my personal opinion, I have to say like a 9.3, 9.5, just because, like I said, some of those things I don't really care about that much. Like the glitches, I just think they're kind of funny. Um, but other than that, I really didn't have any major issues with this game, other than some slight story preferences here and there. But overall, I really enjoyed it. So that's all I've got, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.